You ever notice how some truths hide in plain sight? Quiet, patient, waiting for the moment you're fragile enough for them to slip under your skin? That's how it felt the moment I found the postcard. It wasn't glowing or humming or doing anything dramatic. It just sat there on top of an old stack of forgotten mail, like it had always belonged to me, or like it had been waiting for me to finally notice it. I picked it up without thinking, the paper unusually warm, and for a second I swore it pulsed, just once, like a heartbeat. You know that sudden pressure in your chest when something feels wrong but fascinating at the same time? That ache that tells you to pull away, right before curiosity drags you deeper? Yeah, that. The image on the postcard showed a skyline I'd never seen before. Towers bending like spine bones, windows that looked suspiciously like blinking eyes, chimneys curled into spirals like sleeping animals, and rooftops that rose and fell as if breathing. I felt this strange pull toward it, like it was whispering a truth I had forgotten. And maybe you know the feeling, when something ordinary suddenly becomes a doorway, when a memory you don't remember having pulls itself out of the dark. That's what this postcard did to me. It didn't scare me, it called to me. And in that quiet moment, with the paper pulsing against my palm, I realized something I still can't fully explain. The city wasn't drawn. It was alive. And if that sounds impossible, just wait, because the impossible has a way of becoming very real once you step close enough to touch it. So if any part of you has ever wondered whether the world is bigger, stranger, or more alive than you've been told, trust me, you're not wrong. And this story will prove it. I kept staring at that postcard, feeling this tightness in my throat that was half fear and half relief. Relief, because some part of me already knew this wasn't my first encounter with that place. Maybe you felt that before too. That weird sense that something unfamiliar is somehow home. The more I looked, the more the room around me felt still, unreal, like the world was holding its breath. And inside that tiny printed city, I saw something shift. Just a flicker, but enough to make my stomach twist. It was the moment I understood I wasn't looking at ink. I was looking through a window. If you've ever felt like your life is running on loops you didn't choose, like something inside you is waiting for permission to wake up, pay attention, because this is where the story really begins, and you're going to want to hear what happened next. When I finally flipped the postcard over, there was no message, no name, no address. Only a tiny embossed symbol of a door cracked open. And that was all it took. The air thickened, the floor seemed to tilt. And with this pressure behind my eyes, like someone pushing a memory forward, I felt the world stretch and fold around me. Then everything went dark. When the light came back, the postcard was gone. And I was standing in the realm itself. You'd think waking up inside a city where every building is alive would be terrifying. Like something out of a dream you try to escape from, not into. But the first sensation that hit me wasn't fear. It was awe, real, visceral awe. The pavement beneath my feet trembled lightly, like it sensed me. The structures around me weren't made of stone or steel. They were grown. Imagine towers with rib-like scaffolds that expand and compress with each breath. Imagine walls covered in textures that shift like skin, responding to cold or warmth. Imagine doors that open by instinct, not hinges. One building leaned closer to me, literally leaned, curving its upper floors down as if inspecting a new arrival. Its windows blinked, soft and curious, and I swear the entire structure exhaled, its warm breath rolling across the street. And here's the strange part. Instead of running, I felt this surprising calm sink into me, like the city itself was trying to soothe me. Maybe you've had that moment in your life, where something strange should scare you, but instead you feel grounded, maybe even seen. That was exactly it. And then came the sound, a deep, resonant hum that vibrated through the air, through the streets, through my bones. The city wasn't just alive, it was communicating, not in words, but in feeling. Warmth, welcome, curiosity, and an echo of something else, something like recognition. As I walked through the streets, the buildings adjusted themselves to make space for me, pathways widening, surfaces rippling like muscle under skin. I noticed vines that twisted like fingers, guiding me along a particular route. I couldn't shake the sense that the entire realm wanted to show me something important, maybe even something it had been waiting to reveal for years. But halfway down a wide boulevard that pulsed gently like a sleeping giant, I heard a sharp crack, like bones shifting. A tall structure to my right recoiled, its entire form twitching in what looked unmistakably like pain. The hum of the city dimmed, the air changed, and then I saw it, a dark vein running up the building's side, pulsing sickly, spreading. Something was wrong here, something the city couldn't fix on its own. I stepped closer, reaching out instinctively, and the structure bent toward me, like a wounded animal seeking comfort. And then, in a single moment that stole my breath, the building projected something into my mind. A memory, not mine. A memory of a traveler who had come before me. Someone who had caused this spreading darkness. Someone the city had trusted. Someone the city had tried to guide until he betrayed it. And the city showed me the truth. It hadn't been abandoned. It hadn't fallen into decay. It had been hurt. But here is the part that made my skin crawl. The city wasn't showing me this because it wanted revenge. It wasn't asking me to eliminate anyone. It was asking me to understand, to help, to see the realm the way it saw me, as part of something living. And maybe this is strange to admit, but as I placed my palm on the trembling surface of that wounded building, I felt something inside me click, like a piece of a puzzle finding its place. The realm needed someone who could hear it, someone who would listen instead of take, and for reasons I still can't explain, it believed that person was me. If you've ever wondered whether the choices you make actually matter, whether you are capable of being the turning point in a story bigger than yourself, let this be your sign. You are. You always were. I took a breath, steadying myself, and promised the city I would help. I didn't say the words out loud. I didn't need to. The realm felt it, and in response, the buildings around me straightened, their windows brightening, their foundations vibrating with renewed hope. The hum returned, stronger this time, and as I walked deeper into the living city, searching for the source of the spreading darkness, I realized something that still gives me chills. The postcard hadn't summoned me by accident. It had chosen me because I'd been here before, not in body, but in some echo, some part of me I had long forgotten. This realm wasn't unfamiliar. It was home I had once left behind. Now that you've traveled this far with me, I want to hear something from you. What do you think this realm is trying to teach us? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can unravel this together. Your perspective might be the missing piece someone else needs. And if this journey pulled you in, if it made you feel that quiet spark you've been missing, then go ahead. Subscribe, leave a like, and share this story with someone who needs a doorway into wonder. Trust me, the postcard isn't finished with us yet.